Mind-blowing things about once human you need to know, and I swear to God, you don't know all of them. Number 1, the wish machine ain't actually random. Let's press F and make a wish, and then we're gonna go on the Firemaster set, where it says you could get 4 random legendary armor blueprints. But these are not random. You can also get the Frost Tactical Vest and 15 Heavy Gloves fragments. If you click now on the exclamation mark, top left corner, that's actually bouncing, you can see that chance to obtain legendary blueprints is Sheldra, Sheldra, Sheldra. The prize pool contains 4 legendary armor blueprints, specifically these 4. There's no way that we can actually get the Lone Wolf set here, even though on the first sight it kind of implies that. Different though the first one, the Echoes from the Rift. Here you can get 2 times 10 fragments for legendary armor pieces. And if we're scrolling down, chance to obtain legendary blueprint fragments, and that could be everything. Truly everything. Number 2, you can connect water pipes to your water tank, but it does actually have an outlet at the bottom, and that outlet you can connect to. Hover with your mouse over it, and you can actually pull it out on the bottom here to then link it over to your barrel, for example. Having something come up from the top in there or to the actual bottom too, so you don't have to like elevate them or put them somewhere weird. Number 3, mimetic specializations and rebuilding your items. My electric furnace is one with the electric furnace efficiency. As soon as you pick up this mimetic specialization under your mimetics and in the menu here, you essentially have to rebuild the item. If you have your standard electrical furnace, it won't have the specialization going on. It won't be boosted. And the interesting part is, as soon as you have built this, so I've built my power consumption minus 50% and crafting time minus 60%. It was the best specialization option I had. Afterwards though, you can just re-roll that specialization and pick yourself up combo chipset, for example, because you have built the item already. The same goes for my second electrical furnace. This one currently gives me double yield with electric furnace electrolysis. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, I'm German. Double tungsten yield, double aluminium yield. And guess what? After I built this furnace, I went back into my mimetics and I actually re-rolled this into red plasma rounds. What? Yes, you don't need to sit on this one because you have the bonus on the item. Oh, and if you want to be a friendly person, you can also build these furnaces in the bases of your hive for your buddies. Just go over there, drop one for them, and they got the respective bonuses as well. Now over to ammunition and the best recipe for weapon damage. First, this is the tungsten AP ammo, the rarest ammo that you can get. Under mimetics, then we're going for crafting, and all the way down, that is the advanced ammunition 3. Now I do see a lot of people get this wrong still. You go on the ammo, and then you can change what you want to craft it with. This deals 10% more damage to targets affected by burn or frost vortex. But hold on, pony, I'm a fast gunner build. No problem. Left click on replace and then platinum crystals. Weapon damage plus 25% when the fast gunner or fortress warfare status is active, and then damage per shot plus 15. That's a 40% damage bonus compared to normal tungsten sniper rifle bullets. That's only 10% more damage. Whew, that's vast difference, sirs and ma'ams. That being said, don't recommend crafting much of this, only if you're really going all out Leah Lab solo try. You want to do them pro mode bosses alone. Otherwise, it gets quite expensive to craft these bullets over and over again. But for Prime Wars, it's nice to see like these 200,000 crits. Talking about damage and high crits, go to the kitchen and there is something you can craft and it's called crumbly bread. Used to increase all weapon damage by 25%. Currently, the best buff food because it works for every single build. Weapon damage increase is fantastic, just has you do more damage. You need wheat for that, you can plant it, then deviated aloe vera, which you can gather around rivers, and the recipe itself you can very easily get all the way down here. This is the Monolith of Greed with the very first boss. And then on the right side, we have something called Rippleby Market with a teleporter right next to it. We have arrived at Rippleby Market. We're right in front of the gray building on the map. These are the coordinates if you just want to look at them. And you're going to be having that little thing here and the elite boss. Ignore the elite boss, run around the building. And then on the backside of the building, you can just jump and run yourself up inside. And inside, you'll find the recipe for the crumbly bread. It's actually still glowing, but I have already picked it up. That's where you get it. Next up, Stardust Purification and, well, the Grand Wall of Doom. Because we're currently sitting in a water base, but it's not an actual full water base because these are impossible now. My base has enemies spawning right here and enemies spawning right here. And sometimes they also do appear on that side. But the interesting part is as soon as I start the purification, the enemies cannot cross the water. You only have to worry about flying enemies, and for these we have the towers. By the way, my towers are also boosted, as you can see with the enhanced effect in the top left corner, and then I re-rolled that effect again. And while the towers are just blasting everything that cannot cross, you're yourself going to shoot all the flying enemies, making purifications an absolute breath through. And if you're actually on a hard mode server, then next to the Alternate Reality Research Institute, or right side of Leah Labs in the Blackfell area, this is where we are, Blackfell area, all the way on the right on the beach, there's my base. And my base is actually in a polluted zone, 146 pollution, which means I do get polluted water here. I can make acid. I do have my purifier. I do have my deviation energy generators. And, well, I can also grow deviated crops if I then though wish to, which I'm not really doing. I'm just growing wheat here at this very moment. And, well, quite some people do actually hang out here. Are we not going for oil? No, we're not going for oil because I do have like 300 barrel premium fuel here at 700 again in my boxes, since on hard mode servers, Prime Wars are just so simple to rock through. Now, a little shout out to what material is always worth farming. And yes, there's a bunch of weird people putting all their things up here. And that is these two vendors. That's Nisa and that is Severin. Severin needs you to have Stellar Planula. Now, you could buy all these things, but they're useless. What you want to have every single season is the controllers from him because they're so damn cheap. He does also sell you Starcrum crates, and that's always. You get 4,000 Starcrum from him on your first server, and then if you swap into the next season, hard mode, normal, PvP, PV, whatever you're going for, he sells another 4,000 Starcrum. And your Stellar Planula actually comes with you. And for Stellar Planula, you can do side quests because they always give you good amounts too. But some, and especially the lower ones, that's like 3, not really worth it. Then you can be searching for all the morphic crates on the map. These are those crates where you get close, your backpack starts blinking yellow, you snap your fingers, then you shoot them. They'll give you Starcrum and Stellar Planula. And especially in the Red Sands and the Blackheart region up here, they're giving tons of Stellar Planula and Stardust as well, plus some energy link. Really worth it. Iron River is also okay. Chalk Peak, I would gather, but the Dayton Wetlands and the Broken Delta, they don't really give you much, if any, Stellar Planula. And yes, the map will end in the description below. Another resource for Stellar Planula would actually be the Ancient Ones Trial. The Ancient Ones Trial, they start here in this area. You can see it pop up. You will be having to then drive to the mountain next to the Gaia military base below the Tall Grass Inn. And then as you're driving out from the teleportation tower, you can shoot the balloons, and that gives you one time weekly, a good amount of Stellar Planula as well. Doesn't hurt to do this every week as it's available, and then just get the most out of it. For Nisa, you got to do the cargo scramble, and I do always have some sproutlets left over. The thing with the sproutlets is, if I wanted to, I could just buy myself a bunch of controllers, acid worst case scenario, Stardust source, or we can be getting Nisa's loot crates, which are actually dropping a bunch of amazing mods. So if you're missing out on something, either buy it, gamble it. But again, these sproutlets, they also do come with you. You don't have to transfer them from server to server. So if you let them land and you do spontaneously need a bunch of acid, no problem. If you then land and you need some more controllers, no problem. Having thousands and thousands of sproutlets is super easy, especially as the cargo scramble comes. And towards the end of the season, you could literally watch your favorite anime, doom scroll on TikTok, whatever you're doing, and then just get 1,000, 2,000 sproutlets by simply being AFK because no one is fighting for it anymore. Now, the next one is funny because a lot of people didn't know this, myself included, until 2 weeks ago after 200 hours of game time. If you go on sell, you got a lot of things to choose from. You can press S, and S is select. And now I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and so on, and actually sell all of this at the same time, instead of having to go one by one by one. And with S, again, you can cancel the multiple select or activate it again. And worst case scenario, you could also press X to select everything. I didn't, like, it took me 200 hours to know this. I feel stupid. Please tell me you're stupid too, so I'm not stupid alone. Thank you very much. And this one goes out for players that are planning to play multiple scenarios. Your journey comes back up again every single time. Do not underestimate your journey, since your journey does actually give you measly XP. That doesn't matter. What matters is craft loamy soil, plant seeds, water the soil, and then I do get 25 Starchrome and 1 controller. It's only 1 controller, but 1 controller could be another 3 amazing mods, especially when you're doing Prime Wars and you're just opening the Prime War boxes. But that's 25. With another 25, that's already 50. 25, 25. That's 100 Starchrome more, and that's another 25. And this goes out throughout all of these, right? It is a minuscule amount, but getting this minuscule amount every single season will have you just swimming in Starchrome. And as Starchrome just comes with you from season to season to season. I mean, Starchrome is the one eternal resource. It doesn't go away. You just, every single source that gives you Starchrome, get it. And that being said, you can actually link things again. What the hell? What is he talking about? Well, you know, regular events and then the actual mail verification. So you can verify your mail, and then every month, that's 500 Starchrome. They're probably going to send you spam at some point, but hey, China, take my data. I'm fine. I don't mind. Then you can link your Discord again. I already linked my Discord once, right? But I can link it again? Well, I don't care. That's another 500 Starchrome simply, right? Have you liked their social media? Tons of Starchrome as well. Oh, and don't forget, when you open this, there is every now and then coming a survey. This survey number 3 at this point. I filled out 2 already. That's even more Starchrome. I mean, I'm please fill out this survey, obviously, like very nice, and just don't click through it. But right? Done. More Starchrome can be had at the end of the season. Click on Manibus. Then you click on seasonal goals. Yes, these are obviously all giving you Starchrome too, so you do want to fill out as many of these phase rewards as possible. But if in the top right corner, if you go for the season shop, at the very end of your server, you can buy Starchrome crates, and you will need 390,000 energy link for that. Do this, please. That's the simple Starchrome you'll ever get, and this is ongoing, right? This does not stop. Every single season again, you will be able to do this. Now let's get to the bread and butter, mods, things that make your gear better. You want to have the best suffixes possible. I mean, you want to see like some weapon damage, preferable and legendary with +6%. Then we're going to have like our violent mods that are essentially giving us tons of critical strike damage bonuses. And what does violent in this case mean? Well, that's always critical strike damage, and it's always boosted. But there's one interesting thing, and this button is not really visible. It's called mod conversion. It's right here on the right side. I know a lot of people still don't know that this is actually a button. And here you can create your very own mods. Let's say weapon mods. I want to play Fortress Warfare, and it's Final Territory. Cool. So I can now click on Final Territory. That's the one I want to have. Currently it'd be rare and common. And I want this Final Territory to preferably be violent because I do want to critical strike a lot. Or I want to be precision because I would like to weak spot damage. But let's say I want it to be violent. I can press autofill, and then it puts in here all the mods you're essentially in need of. First, you do need to have same legendary mods required. So I need to have 3 Final Territory mods to do this. Okay. But then I can put in whatever I want. Since I want to have violent, I need to have violent, 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 and violent mod. but none of these I actually need. They're all useless. I'm not taking them. And then you can fill up with 2 more. And this brings you out to a guaranteed epic and a minimum rarity of common, which is fantastic. But it will 100% have a suffix that is violent right now. If you're playing a crit build, you can essentially get all your favorite armor mods in this direction. I would like to have a munitions amplifier for weapon damage plus 15%, but that munitions amplifier should maybe be resonance. What? Yes, I could make it resonance if I wanted to, but no. Wow, that's a guaranteed rare too. Jesus Christ. So we get epic and rares all the way. Yikes. But let's say we do actually want to have it with talents as well. That's kind of like an interesting one because munitions amplifier talents would now be elemental damage because I stacked elemental damage in here, right? So it would 100% be elemental damage. But more important, I could also make it violent. So I actually do get the weapon damage plus, but then I would still get a huge amount of crit damage plus, which is fantastic. And the crit damage plus is guaranteed to be epic with the rest of the stuff just absolutely coming out as rares. Mod conversion is truly something amazing. That being said, I've actually not done mod conversion yet. Why is that though? Because I've been incredibly lucky and just been pulling out mods like this: weak spot damage, max HP, max capacity damage. Like this is one of my favorite ones. It just goes crazy. That's a triple perps with 1 legendary. Beautiful. Now gear pieces, and which set do I recommend you to buy? I'm not going to say some of them are a complete waste of money, but some are not as good as others, simple matter of fact. Let's take the Huntsman, for example. Hitting the same enemy consecutively grants 1 stack of Archer Focus, increasing weak spot damage by 4%. This is not bad. But if you fight anything that doesn't have a weak spot, your whole set, your whole Renegade set, is suddenly not doing anything anymore. For example, the Lone Wolf set always works, no matter what, unconditional. It does crit raid and bonus crit damage. Crazy. I mean, every weapon can crit, every weapon can do crit damage. Sure, not every weapon can deal with crit, especially some of the elemental damage ones, like when you're going for Power Surge in itself cannot crit. Still though, your actual weapon can do crit damage, and no matter what you're shooting, if it has a weak spot or not, this effect will work. And the same actually goes with the Shelterer set, which is one of my favorites because each weapon hit grants 1 stack of Deviant Energy, and every stack of Deviant Energy grants bonus elemental damage. It just does, no matter what you're hitting. And then last but not least, the set I am using in 90% of my builds is actually the Bestie set, because that is just bonus weapon damage. Now, not good for PvP because you have to crouch for 0.5 seconds, right? And stay immobile, but you get 40% weapon damage. Again, this is like the Lone Wolf set. It works on every weapon, in every scenario, whatever you're shooting. Weak spot, no weak spot, wherever you're hitting, you're getting 40% weapon damage plus. That's incredible. Now, an interesting thing that helps, especially in the midterm of the game when you don't have infinite mimetic points. As soon as you have built something, you do not need the points anymore. I get my mining platform done and I'm not planning to ever build another mining platform. Reset the mimetics. Thank you for the energy link back and the meme points. Oh, I am actually done here with my HP recovery, or I've built my advanced gear bench. Well, that one I'll never build a second. So thank you very much. Give me my mimetic points back. Then we're going for the crafting over here. We got all our generators built. So you literally have every single generator build you need to build, especially since I am actually using deviation energy generators. Well, don't mind if I just refund that one as well. Then lastly, under the logistics tabs, as soon as you have upgraded your bike fully, as soon as you have built your 4-wheeler and upgraded that one fully and so on, you can actually refund all of this too, from the large garage all the way down just to the normal garage. Don't need a single point in there, and then you can just spread it out to wherever you would rather need it, want it, would like to have it, but you simply don't have to have it in there. And then you could just build yourself improved drones, portable machine gun towers, spectrum generators, like the things you'd usually not go for. I mean, I got my electric drill and I have my advanced chainsaw and my advanced drill. I don't need these points, but guess what? Towards end of the season, I'll spec into this to build me one, because you can take them with you into the next season. Keep in mind here that you cannot transfer certain mimetic specialization ones. So you cannot go with a treasure hunter advanced drill. You want to have an advanced logging chainsaw. And it's actually funny because this is my advanced electric rock drill and this is my chainsaw. And these are the two items I've had from the beginning of the season. I've been using them all, like we're in week 5 almost, right? And the durability is still holding up. Like I could take the very same one. I don't have to make a new one. This very same one with me into the next season and it would still hold up. Disassembly bench. And you can disassemble your mods to actually get armor mod parts. This one here though can be a bit daunting to actually go through all of this to kind of see like which ones do I really want to get rid through and then scroll through the whole menu. There's an easier way of doing it, and that would actually be going into your mods like this, and then as you hover over it, you can press X to scrap it. So I do not want the melee amplifier ever. I do not want that melee amplifier ever. And I do also never want to use this, as I don't want to use the green ones. That will never happen. Same one like with the purples. The perps can't be actually put into a mod conversion. So the only thing you maximum need is the golden ones. That means we can actually X scrap them all. And if I then go to the disassembly bench and on the right side, it has them pre-selected, boom. And I just output them all the way gone. This makes it like a way faster progress than going through there and selecting them all. Like I just X, and you can easily double check, do I have this one actually in golden? Sure, got this one in golden, so I don't actually need to keep this one. Do I have the life first boosted? Yep, have to have that in golden. Do I got the work of purple? Yeah, I got that one in golden too. Good. So I can actually trash all of them, right? And they'll just be keeping to be marked as junk. Then you actually have this, okay, yeah, we have so many unstoppables, you really don't need this. And then as you trash them, you finally have more of the armor mod parts and everything to finally upgrade your mods. Most of mine are 5 out of 5, but I'll probably find the one or the other in between that could say, oh wow, this one isn't upgraded at all. Oh yeah, because it's one of my fast gunner mods. So we would have to boost that even further. Now on the topic of deviations and making them happy, sure, you can actually check all the boxes, red light, music, electricity, and whenever you have them checked, they get more recovery. Their deviant power, their mood goes faster up. They are able to essentially work more. But this is not needed. I mean, look at my rabbit. My rabbit doesn't get anything from me but red light. I don't care about the low temperatures, and I'm not even going to give him electricity. Guess what? That's 192 rawhide. He has around 50 meat hidden in him. You don't have to make them happy to actually have them work, especially if you do have Rebecca, which does also help to actually make the other deviations restore their energy. And there is something called the Jeweled Cat, which is currently broken. This one actually does restore deviant power as well, but it actually does take deviant power away if I'm not mistaken. So that one is, let me withdraw that, not 100% working, and let me just put in one of my cool new other cats, the heavy ginger, because it's like, how can you be a heavy ginger? But again, do not like really worry about making them all too happy. There is one deviation though you should 100% get, especially when you're a lazy person. Right now I've been trying out a bit with H37, but H37 mostly gives you stuff like gunpowder, plastic waste, shabby fabric, rusted parts, electronic adhesive, rubber, all that kind of stuff. Really cool, because that is all stuff you would usually have to scrap in the disassembly bench to then have, for example, that rubber to actually repair your gear. And that's just what H37 did for me, right? I didn't have to go out and farm this. I do have rubber now, actually just enough or more than enough for twice of the repairs. He just got me everything together. But another one who also gets the good stuff like H37 is, in this case, our friend the Paper Doll. Works inside the territory, will discover lost materials while cleaning the place, and he brings back just kind of everything. So if you do have a Paper Doll with actually a good ranking, and I don't think I've gotten a single one. No, that's a 1 out of 2, right? 1 out of 2 is the highest one I've gotten so far. That is an alternate option to an H37 or together with an H37. Do not underestimate just having tons of them. Like, as you can see, I only have 1, but having like 2, 3 of each will actually have you collect so much rubber and everything in between that you do not have to go for these Blackfell farm runs. Blackfell permit farm runs or whatsoever. You can play less, but you still earn more, especially for these gamer moms and dads out there without infinite gaming time. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, did you know all of them? Did you know every single one? If yes, my kudos to you, but drop it in the comments below which one was new to you. If you now want to see some amazing builds, check it out. Have a fantastic good day and see you soon for more Once Human.